said, the days where you grew up and your idols were posters on your bedroom wall, but that's all they would be.
Yes.
You looked up to them. Today, you can send them a tweet.
Yeah.
They could read, like, look at Lady Gaga.
Look at Lady Gaga. Yeah.
And it's just, the world's just become so close in a good way.
Yeah.
I see, I've got a lot of hope for the digital era, social media. A lot of my friends are quite negative towards it. But I always said that social media doesn't make you insecure and an arsehole. It brings out the arsehole and the insecurity that's already there.
It's true.
You know, if you're looking at someone's photos and feeling weirded out about your own life and you start getting depressed, that's not that person's fault. Whether that photo is fake or not, that is you feeling that way because you're looking at somebody else's photo.
It's true. Yeah.
So I really do. I know there can be negatives to it, but I think the positives totally outweigh the negatives.
Yep.
I have parents in their 80s that rely on social media to communicate with other people.
Yes.
Like my dad is 85 and he knows as much about Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. My dad told me about YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Like when it started, my dad said there's this platform coming out called YouTube. So they live their lives today according to that online world. Otherwise, they'd just be two senior citizens living in a house that can only visit friends every now and then.
Yeah.
So I do believe there's a lot of hope. And, you know, there's good to that too.
I think there is. But also at the same time, I do feel...
You do social media.
I do social media for a radio
station.
station. So I can kind of see the effects it has. There's people who use it for the good, you know, for a good use, to uplift others. And there are just some people who can use it to really just ruin people's mental health, if that makes sense. I know what you mean though when you're saying, you know, it kind of shows out your insecurities and kind of, you know, it brings out that.
You're
type
talking
of
about trolls that just have got nothing better to do.
Yeah, it would troll, but also people who work in that social media environment too, who like to cause a divide or who like to make you feel shit about, you know, about yourself. Do you know what I mean?
People don't do that to you, do they?
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure some people do. I mean, it's just more the whole idea of, I think, when you say it brings out a lot of people's insecurities, right? That creates the level of fakeness that people have on social media to go, look what I have and look what you don't have.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So their self-worth and their status becomes about their followers.
It comes about and the followers internalize that, and either they can be aspired to go ahead and be better,
I see what you're saying.
or they can go, I feel worthless about this. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So if we're going to bring it back to, let's say, Michael Jackson in the aspiration model that he was, he always kind of did things that made you go, wow, this guy is a talent. I've never seen anything like this before. Do you know what I mean? So it's always wonderment. It was never a look who I am, look at who you're not. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So I just think if we had a bit more of that kind of aspiration on social media where it's just going, you know, you could be a great influencer that has mansions and all these types of things, but if it doesn't kind of reach that aspiration for someone to be better or do better,
interesting.
That's where I feel the mental health, you know, that can kind of, that's where it backfires.